Muhammad Waller here. Today, we are doing our second episode of Fix My Pitch, where technicians send in their pitches and I do what I can to adjust it and make it profitable for them, help them close these sales. All right, so let's get into it. This is from Austin Whitley. He is a future beast in my projection, man, inshallah. He's out of Grand Rapids. All right, so he sent me this pitch that he did to his customer, or this conversation he had with his customer. And let's get into it. So the first thing, if you can look at the text there, that's just way too much. It's just way too much. I just want you to think, you're providing a service for a customer. So imagine if you were the customer and your bug guy wrote you a huge, long text message like this. Nobody would want to read it. Myself personally don't even want to read it. It's just too much. Take into consideration that this is the TikTok brain generation. I'm a millennial where we actually read books and stuff like that. And I don't even want to read this. You guys are grown men on TikTok, so I know you definitely don't want to read this. All right, so split it up. Just separate the text messages. Break it down into several different text messages if you could. It's intimidating to read something like this, or daunting, and nobody wants to do that. All right, unless the person is like madly in love with you, they do not care what you have to say that much to read this entire thing. Okay, I digress. So let's get into the actual bulk of the text. Hi, Kristen. Sorry to bother you. So that's how he opened it up. Now, hi, Kristen is cool. He can keep that. Good job for putting a comma, Austin. However, sorry to bother you is weak. And it's funny because Dave Patton actually was just talking to me about this like last week. Do not apologize for no reason. And anyone who studied framing will know that when you apologize, your status frame goes down. Okay, so for example, if you're running late, instead of saying something that's common, we all say it, like sorry for the inconvenience and things like that. It's a lot better to say thank you for your patience. At any rate, hi, Kristen, sorry to bother you. Instead of saying that, I advise Austin to say, hi, Kristen, real quick. And then send the text message, okay? Then send the text message. It will make them actually wait for what you're going to say next. They'll be anticipating it, okay? So instead of sending this long, bulky text, say, hey, Kristen, real quick. Keep in mind that Austin did do a good job, and he already sent pictures of the rodent activity that was on property. I forgot to mention that. So what preceded this text message here were actual pictures of the burrowing that she had around her house. All right, so the next thing he says is, but we have a problem. Now, in the book, Door to Door Millionaire, he advises, pardon the sound, man. My wife's over here making coffee, man. Just interrupting the whole flow, but it's okay. We're just going to keep it moving. But we have a problem. So in the book, Door to Door Millionaire, the author advised not to say we have a problem. He says that people get contentious when this word is said. Like people don't like to hear they have a problem. Now, myself personally, I've used it. I don't know. I guess try it out yourself. I'm just telling you what I've heard, okay, or what I've read, since you guys are TikTok addicts and don't read, right? But anyway, there are so many mouse tracks. He should have said mouse tracks instead of mice tracks. But, I'm not a grammarian, but still good information. There's so many mice tracks moving under the deck by your pool and basement. I love it. This is the part I really loved, and I actually stole this from him. These tracks are no older than 2 days, max. Awesome. And I actually stole this from him. I use this type of thing all the time now because it does make it does make sense, right? It adds urgency. Like this is new. It also takes away, well, I've never seen a mouse before. Well, yeah, I just told you, dude. These rodent burrows are no more than 2 days max. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. Also, you let them know this is a new problem. That type of thing. So that's good. All right, now this is the part where I didn't like too much. And let me backtrack. I do like how he spaced out the message. So it looks like he at least remembers something from school. He actually broke it down into paragraphs. A lot of you guys don't do that. It's like one thick, text. But he actually broke it down. So it makes it a little less intimidating, but it's still too long. But anyway, I would most definitely advise having this addressed. Now, this is the part I didn't like, not because of what he said. Obviously, you have to advise him, but he jumped from his frame too quick, right? And what he did is he's making it a monologue. He's lecturing her. So he sent her the pictures, and now he's just going. Hi, Kristen, sorry to bother you, but we have a problem. There's mouse tracks. They're going into your basement. These tracks are no older than 2 days max. I would definitely advise having this. No, it's too much. Just remember this. All right. And if you don't sell, you should be taking copious notes. You're on a gold mine right now, and then you make $600 a week. That doesn't make sense. There are people in the company that are making $2,000 a week. Just think about that, right? And there's nothing necessarily special about these people, right? They didn't study at Harvard and so on and so forth. So you can do it too, inshallah. All right. So pay attention, man. All right. So look. I would definitely advise having this addressed. He just moved from his frame too quick. That's all, right? So remember this right here. Dialogue, not monologue. So don't make it just a lecture where one person is talking the whole time. Try not to do that. Try to get them involved, okay? Get them involved. So what I advise Austin to do is say, instead of saying, I would most definitely advise, don't jump into that yet. Don't offer the solution yet. Ask them questions, right? Hey, nothing on the inside yet, right? You're not seeing any signs of them on the inside yet, right? Or there's no tampering in your food or anything like that yet, right? Now, when you say the word yet, it implies that they are going to have a future problem, right? That's what that implies. And you're asking questions, just like a doctor. A doctor doesn't come in and just tell you what you have and then send you off with a prescription. He asks you questions. How long have you been dealing with this? Which that's another question you can ask. How long have you been dealing with rodents? All right. A person will be shocked. I'm not dealing with rodents. Or I guess I just started. I don't know. So make it a conversation. Okay. Dialogue, not monologue. Now, she most likely is going to tell you no. And that's when you say something like, good. I'm happy we caught it at this stage. Okay, so you built urgency. And by you saying, I'm happy we caught it at this stage, this shows that if you were to let it progress, it will be a major issue. Okay, but you're also giving her hope. And you're making her feel that the job is in the right man's hands. Right? So you say something like, great, I'm glad we caught at this stage. Now, this is your time to shine. This is when you show off, right? It's like you're at the gym and you're doing your workout, bro. You're not concerned about the face. You're not concerned about the face that you're making or whatever, right? And then the cute girl walks by, and that's when you straighten up. You make it look easy. 25. And then she walks by, you're like 98, 99. Right? So this is when you get to show off. We're showing off like a cute girl's there, right? So this is what you're going to do. You're going to say, I'm glad we caught at this stage. These things have a gestation period, 18 to 21 days. So they have babies pretty quick. You notice right there, I use gestation period because I'm establishing that I'm educated. I'm the boss here. I'm the authority. You never even said the word gestation before. I say it daily. I'm the boss here, right? So you translate it for them. So you say an advanced word track. All right, this is a sales technique. Pay attention. All right, you say an advanced word track and then you dumb it down. These things have a gestation period of like 18 to 21 days. They have babies pretty quick and they have 6 to 16 in each litter. I'm glad we caught it at this stage. It's kind of an understatement to say that we need to drop this population, but I got you covered. All right, now this is where you can say something straight. You can just tell her, I'm about to take care of it right now. Hey, I'm about to call it in. Look out for a link. Say something like that. Hey, I'm about to call it in. Look out for that link. Now, she has faith in you at this point, inshallah. All right, you built urgency. You built the fact that you're the authority, that you can take care of the issue. She might have a little bit of fear that this is going to be super expensive. All right, she might have a little fear that it's going to be super expensive, right? So this is the dope part. She's going to most likely ask, wait, how much is it? Okay, when she asks you how much is it, know that the sell is right there. You're at the finish line. Nobody asks about the price of a thing unless they have an interest. I repeat, nobody asks about the price of a thing unless they have an interest. Okay, there will be no reason for you to ask for something if you didn't have a level of interest. Now, you already did a great job building the sense of urgency, building building your trust, her trust in you, rather. You did all of that phenomenally, inshallah. So her only doubt is that, man, this must be so expensive. Okay? So she's going to ask, wait, how much is that? So this is when you have to realize the frame you have. She's expecting a very high number. All right, this is so much game right now, dude. All right, she's expecting such a high number right now because you did such a great job building your authority and all that stuff. So she's expecting a high number, right? So this is when you have to keep your dominant frame. You can't be like $5. You can't do that, right? You can't do that. So this is what you do. You sigh. If she's in front of you, you sigh. All right. Although we caught it at the perfect time, I still think that the best time to treat for this would have been our last visit. But the winter has been increasingly cold. And with this recent blizzard, it's most likely to cause for this increase in activity. So I'll give the last tech a break. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'll set it up like it's the townhome price. It's just going to be $29 or whatever your pricing is, right? I'm giving pricing, like whatever your pricing is, right? I'm going to give you the townhome price, just like $29. I'm going to call it in right now. You tell them you're calling it in. Don't ask. You're already taking care of it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We're doing this. You're doing this. You're not able to. This is when you take control. Okay? You establish she has a problem. She's looking to you for guidance. She just wants to make sure it's not breaking her pockets. Once you tell her you're going to give her this deal for $29, she feels so relieved. She feels so relieved. At the same time, you're telling her that this is the townhome price. Okay, this is the townhome price. Again, I'm throwing numbers around. You don't have to use these numbers here, right? I'm not saying that that's anyone's official numbers. I'm saying that this is just an example, okay? Whatever the price can be. $20, $10. I don't know what people do their pricing, right? But that's what it is. So you give them the townhome price, right? You tell them that you're going to call it in, and that's a wrap, man. That's a wrap. I advised Austin with this, and he actually implemented all of these things. Hopefully, I'll be able to post the picture. And then the last thing he did is, he said, I'd like to add rodent baiting to the account. It's very simple. Upgrade while I'm here. So, this is the last thing. I didn't like that he went on and on about the service, what he's going to do. They don't care about all that. They don't. They don't need to hear about all that. Keep it very simple. I'm going to take care of it. Leave it at that. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to install 5 commercial grade rodenticide stations around the property of your home. So not only is every side of your house protected, but I'm also giving you an extra station by the shed. I got you covered. They ask more questions, then give them more facts. You don't give them all the facts all at one time. They may not care. All right. One of my sales mentors, his name is Yassine. Okay. He said that you could talk yourself out of a sale. Okay. And he used to have a carpet business. Right. And not carpet business, it was a rug business. And he said one of the guys, one of his business partners was actually good and very knowledgeable, but he was actually over talking. So he was trying to sell the rugs too much, and he was talking himself out of the sale. No, man, it doesn't always call for that. Sometimes it does. Sometimes there's somebody that likes to know every single detail, but they'll show you that, bro. They're going to ask you 1,000,001 questions. So don't get me wrong. You got to be well read. You have to know a little bit. You have to know a little bit. But what I'm saying, the average person doesn't want to hear all that. They don't. They don't, right? The crazy example I gave Austin was something like if your little brother came in and the house and he said, I was bullied. Right? Or no, I said like his sister. I said if somebody disrespected your sister and she says, I want you to get revenge. He disrespected me. Right? Something like that. And you had to go, fight for your sister's honor. Right? Are you going to tell her, all right, sis, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of this issue. I'm going to beat him up. Right? Aren't you going to just keep it simple? You might not even say anything. You go over there and you handle that business, right? But could you imagine if you was like, all right, sis, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to throw a jab, cross, uppercut, hook, slip, pull. If he retreats, I'll follow it up. I'll follow it up with a wheel kick, and then I'll surprise him. I'll fake up, go down, take him down with a double leg takedown. If he sprawls, I'll switch to a single. If he sprawls that, I'll do a duck. I'll do a sit out. I'll take his back, put 2 hooks in. I might go for twister control, or I might just go for the rear naked choke. If he knows how to defend it, I'll put the choke right on. Can you imagine? Like, what is your sister going to think? She's like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. And most of you guys don't even know what I'm talking about because you probably don't train martial arts, right? And that's the point. If that's the case with fighting, and fighting is considered primitive, right? Then what about scientific terms about, the rodent species and stuff like that? So dumb it down, dude. You don't have to do all that. Just because you know it doesn't mean that they have to know it. It's not a requirement. It's a requirement for you to know it. It's not a requirement for them to know it, right? And even for us, there's limits. We don't have to be scientists to do this job. There's levels to it. So yeah, you have the knowledge, but it doesn't mean that they need to have all that knowledge. You can talk yourself out of a cell. I went on it, guys, but if you have any questions, if you want me to fix your pitch, I'm here for you. Shoot me the question via Teams or on YouTube. Trying to grow this. We want the culture of providing solutions to be spread. All right. So if you guys have any questions, just shoot me a text, comment below on things that you come across. If you have specific text, sequences that you can actually screenshot, send it in, man. I got you, inshallah. Oh, and I almost forgot. So Austin followed up like the next day, man. Shout out to him. And he secured 6 sales after our conversation. MashaAllah. All right, so if you look at this one, it's kind of zoomed in, but he made some adjustments and he said, hi, Janet, real quick. Good work, man. Now, look, my only thing, Austin, is I wanted you to say, hi, Janet, real quick, and then send it. And that's it. But at any rate, it didn't matter, man, because the actual text message you sent wasn't too long. We have a problem. There are so many mouse tracks moving under the deck, chewing into your garage on both corners and around AC unit. These tracks are no older than a day max. They're not in the home yet, right? Beautiful. He sent it all out. Look, you know what? I take it back. I don't even care because it's so digestible. He did a great job. He sent it all in one go. And I'll show you the next text right now. 1 second.
Where is it? I think it's right here. Let's see.
All right, here we go. So he says, so the customer actually asks, have not seen any evidence of mice inside the house yet. You see how they put the exclamation point? So they understood the implication, right? And he says, well, that's good. That's good news at least. But nonetheless, it is a really big issue. We have to treat for this right now. We really should have treated for it last time we were here, but activity is heavier because of winter. So I'll give the last technician a break, as it's a lot harder to see rodent activity without the snow. I'll even give you an extra station because of it. And I'll even give you the townhouse price so you won't be paying an arm and a leg. But we need to take care of this right now. Let me call this in. Beautiful. Austin actually didn't even try to reinvent the wheel. He pretty much said it exactly like me. He didn't reinvent the wheel, but somehow managed to make it his own style. Shout out to him for that. It's so annoying, man, when people are like, well, I'm going to do it my way. And it's like, bro, learn the right way first. Or learn the way first and then make the adjustments. Do not reinvent the wheel. Austin did that and probably made 10 sales by now. Last time I talked to him, he made 6 sales from that time. So it was like I talked to him Thursday night. And then the last time I talked to him might have been like Tuesday. And he already had like 6 sales. So shout out to Austin. He's doing a great job. And he gave me permission to put this up here. If you guys, like I said, want help with your pitches, reach out, man. I'm here for you guys.